Hello, how's it going? I hope everybody's having a great Saturday. Welcome to my so-called life. Echo. Do you know you'd figure by now I would have learned to turn that off, but here we are. I hope everyone's doing well. It's Saturday night. Hello. Yay, let me switch my camera. Awesome. Hello, Joy. Hello, Pam. Yay. I hope everyone's doing well. Today has been another semi eventful day. Even though that crazy guy from last week, I went to the swap meet again. That crazy guy was not there from last week. Oh, how's it going? The artist formerly known as Godless Sewing. That's a good guy. Great guy. Yay. Sir William, I like that. I like that. I have my chainmail and Amazon sword ready to go. Yay! Hello. How's it going, Dixie Doodle? Great to see you. Yay! I'm glad that you could join. Hey, Alibaba, how's it going? Awesome. Today has definitely been a day of adventures in sewing machines. Let me turn that down. Okay, good. Because that's hooked up to my Bluetooth speaker and that will be really loud. Matter of fact, let me turn that mess off. Perfect. Yay! Hello. Awesome. Whoa. Yay! Hello, Dixie. Awesome. I'm getting a small and large Victorian era curling wands. Wow, $5. Now that's a score. That's a complete score. Awesome. Today was a semi-fruitful. I bought something that I had my eye on that was a Christmas gift for my mom, and I want to show it off, but she watches my stream. And I'm going to say this within the first 5 minutes. I'm not going to show it because I know she watches my stream. Yay! Hello. Hand pink waving. But I also had a few adventures in sewing. I purchased some fabric, but it's nothing too special. I'm gonna grab it. It's blue because last week I got 5 yards of red, so why not? But this is a step down from the material that I love working with. So I'm really stoked. And with the red and the blue, I really don't know what I'm going to make yet, but I have miles of this stuff. So I'm really stoked. And I get a really good price. And that's the beautiful thing about shopping around is that I would have never known that the San Fernando Valley swap meet had a whole fabric section if I hadn't started exploring. But this stuff is bright blue, so I'm really stoked. Whoa. It's really thick too. Like this is extremely thick. So I'm actually excited for that because that's 10 times thicker than the other one that I was using. Yeah, hello. Looks like twill. Hello, Gilded Rose. Gilded Rose Adventures. Hello. How are you? Welcome to my so-called life. Welcome. Yay. Hello. Awesome. What's up, Santy? Much love. Nothing but love. I actually, this was the first person I ever streamed with almost 4 years ago. I was all nervous and shaky. My vest was so different back then. How's it going? Great to see you. Awesome. Let me know if you want to hop in. Also, thank you, thank you. I'm aging disgracefully as possible. Thank you. Oh, why did that just completely ixnay that? That's weird. It usually doesn't do that. Oh, it's because the volume's on. Let's try that again. Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna show you a few pictures because I want to kind of set up a story. I'm gonna put this in the Twitter group that I'm in. Just a couple. Oh, wrong person. But today, I went back to the San Fernando Valley swap meet. I had a great time. There's really good people there. Just nothing but good people there. That weird guy from last week was not there. But um in my adventures when I was walking around, I bought a few things. I was having a good time. I purchased the fabric, and then I noticed a few sewing machines, and I was like, I am down because you know swap meets are different. That's the place where you can get a sewing machine for $5-10, at least in my mind. At least in my mind. And Alibaba, if you're still here, let me switch over. Awesome, awesome. But it made me laugh because sometimes people do not realize what they have, and they want to and they want to oh, awesome, awesome. So somebody tried to charge me. Let's see, are we sharing? We're sharing. Okay, we're sharing. Somebody tried to, the guy was like, I was like, oh, how much for this? I believe. Okay, this is a JC Penney sewing machine. I was like, um, how much do you want for it? And the guy was like, I want $50. And I looked at him and I was like, oh, I want whatever you're smoking. Awesome, awesome, Santi, that's awesome. Heck yeah, that's a deal. See, where I live, I get ripped off. In Southern California, you get charged a lot of money for sewing machines. Thank you, Alibaba. Thank you. So I told the guy because he had that one and he had this one. That one was JC Penney's, and he had the standard Kenmore. I own, I believe, 4 or 5. It's the 1970s Sears Kenmore. I can't remember the model, but they just made it over and over and over and over. I have a few of those. So in my in my shock, because he wanted $50 a machine, and I looked at him, and I knew it was going to be insulting. I knew it was going to be insulting when I said this to him. But I told him, I'll give you $40 for all 3 machines. And he told me to GTFO. And this whole conversation was in Spanish. And I laughed because I was like, I'll give you $40 for everything. And he was like, go stuff yourself. And I laughed. He laughed. I walked away. He was very mad at me, probably. Thank you, Joy. It's way too much. This guy was crazy. Sometimes people don't know what, like they overestimate what they have. If you ever hop on Santi, everybody here could tell you within 10 seconds of what kind of sewing machine you have. Well, I'm definitely down to help you on that. I passed on a Kenmore for 22. See, I think that was the model. It might be like a 158. Do they have a 170, or am I just thinking of a 158? Because it's just that standard machine. I recognized the box and everything when I saw it. But these people are crazy. These people are crazy. They want way too much money for these machines. So as I was leaving, I felt defeated, I felt like the San Fernando swap meet. It was like the revenge of the swap meet. They got me, I didn't, because I came with full intent and purposes of buying a run down, beaten up, clunky sewing machine. So as I was leaving, walking out, I'm minding my own business, as I always say. Needs help. I'm LARPing now and I'm making them clothes. It's so hard. It is all about patience and timing. Okay. So as I was walking out, I found this. Okay. So I've already plugged it in. It does not work. It works, but not in the way that you think that it's supposed to work. But as I was walking out, I was feeling extremely I'm here to help you, Santi. Hit me up on Twitter or before the night's over. We could probably help you. I was feeling defeated, I was walking out. Then I saw this and this beautiful, beautiful human being. I walked up to it with my sewing machine eyes. It used to be hungry eyes, but now we'll just call it the sewing machine eyes. And I said, how much for that broken sewing machine? I flat out was just like, how much? And she stammer, stutter, stutter. I paid $5 for this machine. I'm on this crazy quest for the black vest right now. I found more black denim. In a minute, I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. I wrapped the Amazon vest I bought. I'm not satisfied with it. And somebody who I really respect instantly called me out because I put it on and they were like, oh, it looks like, like you just have something hanging out underneath it. So I'm trying to match the color a little bit more. But I purchased this beautiful sewing machine for $5. It was an utter and complete score. The light turns on. The back piece is not catching. I know what the problem is. You could hear it as it's turning. Those are geared. The gears are either off or they need to be replaced. And I may or may not be sitting in a room of replacement brother parts. So for $5, I'm willing to take this thing apart. It's been a long time since I've completely taken a sewing machine apart and put it back together, because lately I haven't been willing to take a chance because people want full price for broken sewing machines. So for $5, I was all too willing to walk away laughing for this thing. And when I plugged it in, I knew it wasn't going to work. But as you can hear, it's trying to catch the gears. But I will get to that later. I do have plans on completely tearing that thing apart this evening. But I may or may not spare you the hours of me looking at the sewing machine like this. I don't know what's wrong with that. I don't even know what that's called, but we're going to take that apart. Let's rip this piece off. It works. It works. So back onto my black vest. I recently ordered a tiny vest from Amazon. A tiny vest from Amazon. It was supposed to be a double XL. I just wanted to be cool. Man. That's it. I'm not even trying to sit up here and pretend. I just wanted a black vest. I love the way my denim vests look, but it's been a long time since I've had a great black vest. So, thank you, Dixie Doodle. Thank you. And welcome back, Alibaba. Thank you. I did score for $5. And I have a feeling it's a semi-easy fix, and even if I have to take parts off, I have all the replacement parts. That's why, like, someone like me is so willing to take a broken sewing machine like that for $5, because even moving it around, it sounded like I could fix it. Smallest? It is the smallest double XL ever. I looked a couple. I looked a couple more after, and they were all large. Oh, larger. Okay. Okay. Yes. I'm over ordering vests from Amazon. I'm over it. The cord would be more. It didn't come with a cord. And that's another thing. I'm so glad that you brought that up, Joy. I do not buy sewing machines. Like if I look, there's only one or two in this room I do not have the cord to. And really quickly, before I forget, this program is for entertainment purposes only, and this content is not intended to malign any religion, race, company, individual, or wigs. All opinions expressed by my so-called life and program participants are solely their personal views and do not reflect the opinions of every human being on planet Earth. I hope everybody has a great evening flying my so-called life airlines, and today we are sponsored by Vanderlei Industries. If you get it, you're awesome and you watched Seinfeld. Awesome. Awesome. It must be the cut. It's so strange. I finished sewing the 5X jacket I was working on. Pam, I absolutely love the jacket that you showed the other day. I don't know if it's the same jacket, but someone like me is taking notes. To be honest, the cord for that broth is probably in Godless Toys room. That's why when I buy certain sewing machines, I look and I'm like, got that cord. I've got that cord. I'm one of those strange people where I own more power cords than sewing machines. Today, I was kind of shaming myself because when I was looking for a brother cord, because brother cords are more square, and they haven't changed over the years, but I have bags of power cords. Bags of power cords. All right. So, disclaimer, Vanderlei Industries. Let's show off the debacle that was my vest. So, yay! Hello, hello, butterfly. Great to see you. Awesome. Yay. Excuse me. Hello, hello. Yay. Great to see you, butterfly. Awesome. Okay, so be kind because I ironed, I taped everything. So everything I'm talking about will be in my next video. But I ironed this, I serged it. They're not the same color. Maybe I am colorblind. Maybe I just need to accept it that I am colorblind. But I need to. So what I'm gonna do, I really, really wanted to improve on this vest. It was tiny, so I added on to it. I have a darker denim that I'm going to wrap even around this because this is denim. This is really thick and it's made to be a riding vest anyways. In the process of taking this thing apart, I took the collar off. I got my seam ripper out and I took that collar right off. It looks better without the collar. And then all I did was just join the seams back and just sewed it right back with my sewing machine. But I was over it. I was over the collar. I was done with it. This is the tiniest biker vest I have ever purchased in my life. But one of the reasons I wanted to save this is because it's well constructed on the inside. The pockets are amazing. The inside pockets are huge. I could stick my whole arm in there. It has a modern cell phone pocket with a piece of Velcro. So I'm definitely going to continue to upcycle on this. Way back in the 80s, they liked a smaller vest to go over a leather jacket and paint the panel on the back. You know what? I have hardcore torso issues. So anything that's hanging out around the bottom of my torso, like, you'll never see my belly button, I promise. I love that you're saving its life for a good cause. Oh, this thing was just, I'm so mad at this vest, but I'm going to reinvent the wheel with this one. So, today in my travels, I went to the San Fernando swap meet this morning and I found everything I was looking for. I was done. Absolutely. I refuse to be Colonel Muffin Top. I refuse. Absolutely, Joy. I have issues. I like even the vest I'm wearing right now. I cut this from a oof. I almost took my light out. But see, it's cut to a really good length. Well, you can't see, but see, I'm nothing indecent, not hurting anybody. So I definitely had to add on to this vest. But as someone I really respect pointed out to me, it's not the same color. Oh, my TV turned off. Sorry, there's a Kings game on. And you know, as a card-carrying old guy, it bothers me how televisions time out. End of rant. Oh, it's on channel 9. Sorry, it's on channel 9. There we go. Okay. So I purchased that vest and it was tiny. So what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to cut the arms off of this. I got this today and this is fake distressed. Watching the videos of how they do it is actually really awesome. They go out of their way to set these things on fire and hit them with lasers. I'm going to completely cut the arms off. I'm going to turn this into a vest, but I'm going to patch every single one of these holes that were intentionally put there. And I'm just gonna literally sew. I'm just gonna sew around each piece, and I have my. So recently, I've gone through this really weird phase of organizing everything in my house. So if there's tiny scraps of fabric anywhere, I've put them in tubs. So I'm gonna take this. To me, it looks like fake Louis Vuitton, but it's the plaid that Louis Vuitton or whatever always uses. But I'm going to take this print and I'm going to patch every single one of those holes with this. Hey, Commander, awesome. Who doesn't love a muffin? I'm obsessed, personally. Don't even get me started. I'm obsessed. Good news, I can hang out. Awesome, Commander. Awesome. I don't like fake distress. Looks unnatural to me. Same. Do you know? I think it. I'm trying to fight the good fight. I'm anti-fast fashion, but like the way they do it is It's like watching Mr. Rogers. It's really awesome. There's this whole crazy process, and it's just overkill. All of it, if you really think about it, it's just overkill because, excuse me, they're going out of their way to distress something that if you gave it to me, I could have it looking like that for real in about 6 months. I should be a jacket tester. Give that thing to me. I'll put holes in it without even trying. That would be an interesting vest. Thank you. I've been thinking about it all day. I've been like putting it together in my mind because I don't know why the quest for the black vest has been so difficult. It all started what 2 or 3 weeks ago when I was in downtown Los Angeles, and the vendor, you know what the sad thing is I took a picture like a Karen, not of like I took a picture as I was walking away, but it all started with the person who wouldn't sell me black denim, and ever since then it was been a debacle. And then I purchased that tiny, tiny vest from Amazon. Yay. People used to sell distressed jeans like that, wear them out, and then sell them as a profit. Every time I see Gucci or I see Versace selling something like that for thousands of dollars, I'm like looking at the pile of my work jeans. On purpose, I buy cheaper Walmart jeans because I thrash my jeans. Not even trying. It's just everyday wear and tear from my job and living that hardcore sewing life. All right. All right, let me move some of these fire hazards out of the way. There is a method to my madness. I have a whole way of cutting vests, and it's been a while, but I haven't. There's a like I always say, there's an actual method to the madness. Let me move my Golden Girls chair. Oh. But these denims, like you could see them, both of these blacks match. This black shirt slash, it doesn't have pockets, so I call it a shirt, but it's just as thick as a vest. That's why I'm gonna patch it. But it's the same color ish as my vest. As someone who wears many layers of black, it's not necessarily easy to match black all the time. But like I said, when I see something that's fake distressed, I instantly know it's newer fast fashion. But this is semi well made. It's thick. It's just weird to me how they go out of their way to make it look distressed. Are they going to bring back acid wash jeans? Let me know. I have my Airwalks in the closet waiting for that day. Waiting for that day. You see, this actually would have been a really, really dank vest without all the holes in it. But this thing has a ton. All right. Oh, perfect. All right, let me find my newer shears. I'm really glad that I found another place to buy fabric besides having to go. It's not like downtown is like too far, but I found somewhere a little bit closer to my house where I can purchase fabric. And in the end, it all comes from downtown Los Angeles anyway, so it's not like oh, let me grab my phone. Not like it's a bad thing. All right, so let's see if you can see me good. So what I'm gonna do is I try to follow the line of the pocket, but there's a hole directly above the pocket. So I'm gonna go just a little bit outside the pocket, and I'm gonna take the arm off, and then I'm gonna match it on the other side. I would always recommend caution when doing this, but I've done this so many times. I'm kind of it's like riding a bike when it comes to cutting sleeves off of denim. And I know the exact cut that I like. That's why my vests look a certain way. Perfect. Beautiful. All right. So that's step one. And I always have to do the preliminary try on in case I have to change the shoulders or move anything around. Oh man, it's been a while since I've done a good cut on a vest. Perfect. That is perfection. Okay. So I think I can sit down with this again because I'm going to cut all the distressed pieces off and start reconnecting it. But I have a question with my patches. Should I make them a little bit more thick than what they are? They're not necessarily jean material. Should I double or triple reinforce them? People used to say, oh no, where's my head? My universe is wrong. Okay. And because nothing goes to waste here in the house of sewing, I'm gonna use these arms to wrap around the bottom of this sad. Oops, that's why you put everything in tubs with lids. But this sad vest, I'm gonna fix this to where it's one uniform color or something kind of close. My original reasoning was that eventually it's gonna fade to that color anyways, but not this week. All right. I have to move things around because of the Golden Girl chair. A few times today, I almost bought an office chair. One day, I'm going to have a breakdown and buy a new chair. But I've checked my videos, and it seems like every January, I buy a new office chair. You can almost go back from the past 3 years. Every single January, I've purchased a new chair. Okay. Ooh, I forgot I had C's candy. For anyone who doesn't live in California, it's just fancy chocolate. Hey, Commander. Awesome. Perfect. I think the contrast helps me. Look, it crinkles when the jean doesn't. Kind of grunge. Oh, man. That era was better than anything that's going on nowadays. Hey, Commander. Hello. Almost tartanish. I like that. So with my patches, should I just sew around the area, like right on top of the vest? Because I'm gonna add patches to it as well eventually. But for now, I just want to see how it looks. Patch with the with all of these distressed holes patched. I'm gonna leave this one in the front pocket for a minute until I figure out what I'm gonna do. But let me clear the desk so I can show you what I'm going to do. I still haven't decided if I'm going to sew around it like a normal patch, roll the edges, and then patch. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm just going to sew directly over this thing. And it's funny because you can see they purposely frayed the edges of this. So along the bottom of this, it's surged and then it's purposely frayed. So somebody went out of their way to make this jacket look distressed. They just need to give it to somebody who like wears a coat all winter, who lives in a coat. Oh, and before I forget, my so-called life patches have arrived. And could not forget about the House of Sewing. So usually I would have godless sewing on my patches. But, I couldn't decide. I have my normal KYC. Don't forget to kiss your cook. So I couldn't decide what to put. And, this I ordered this and I really didn't even want the nameplates, but they came with this. And so I really couldn't, I have a million godless sewing vests. I have a ton of godless sewing vests, and my channel's expanding. I'm branding. I'm all over the place. I'm moving up, as the song says. So not pretentious at all. God of sewing. Not pretentious at all. Oh, now I have to live up to that name. It's just me having a good time. I'm gonna wear that one to yeah. I definitely think that you need a my so-called life House of Sewing patches butterfly. I could totally see you rocking that. I could totally see you rocking that. Nope, not pretentious. I ordered this again. This was like a middle of the night order, and I sat there for 25 minutes. I was like, I don't know what the nameplate should be. Yikes. Oh, good times. Good times. Okay, there's my patches. I'm all about having a good laugh, having a good time, and enjoying yourself, and trying not to take life so serious that you end it early. So those patches bring a giant smile on my face. And I cannot sew with my shoes on. It's because I have giant feet. Where did you order? I ordered them from Lord Amazon. Those particular ones, like you can tell the Amazon ones by the size. Here, let me switch the camera around again. Because they're just a little bit smaller than the shop-made one. Like this one I had made in front of me. It's just a little bit bigger than the other ones. But I knew Amazon, I can't believe I'm about to promote Amazon. If you order specialty patches, they come from straight on the other side of the ocean, but they'll be at your house faster than what you ordered. I don't know if it's because I order a lot from these people or I used to. Whenever I order, it'll say like, "Oh, it's going to take 3 weeks." It'll take a week to get to my house. They make them, and I order the sew-on ones. The ones with the glossy stuff on the back cost more. Like I had these made in front of me, and these are sew-on as well. But butterfly for like $24.99, you could you could have House of Sewing pouches. Thank you, Dixie. Thank you. You can get that glossy stuff from Amazon. The backing, well, because I hand sew, it's really weird. Excuse me, I was about to say Willie. Marriage. If anyone's seen Princess Bride, they ask you whether you want the glossy stuff on the back or not, depending on you know. I'm not an iron-on kind of guy, but that's just because I'm a patch purist. With that being said, I've ordered patches. They have iron-on. I just sew around them. I'm not so hardcore or willing to admit, All right. So I'm going to start with this corner. It makes me laugh. I recently watched a video about how they distress these things. So it's crazy the process that they go through. And this denim is not highly sought after. So I got this for a really cheap price at one of my favorite thrift stores. Awesome. Do you know if you really dig in Amazon, you can find some amazing stuff. When it comes to sewing, I've found almost everything that I've needed. Some of it is hokey, some of it is everything that is advertised better than. Just depends on what you're ordering. I've had frustrations, but I think that's more or less the area in which I live, and less than just Amazon being Amazon. Oh man, this stuff is really frayed. Let me switch my camera really quick. It is hilarious. And oh yeah, you can see the hole. This stuff is extremely frayed, but I'm trying to, I like that look, but I'm trying to keep it down to a minimum because this is just going to explode in the washing machine. Really, is what it's going to do. And over time, it's just going to slowly clog my dryer as well. Perfect. All right. So with this pattern, should I get an affiliate link so we can order them from your link? I'll definitely look that up. But please don't judge me when you see all of when they ask me to review things, I give honest answers. So if you see a review, I think it might be under my Gauntlet Sewing account too. So if you see a review from me, it's me. It's also chemically burnt. Oh, is it also chemically burnt? No. What they do is they put it in this room with a real $1 million laser, and they shoot lasers at it. It was this. I'm like, what am I watching? But they were talking about fast fashion and the processes that they do in order to get certain things to look the way they do, and how harmful it is. And I was just shocked at the process they go through to you know what? I'm gonna search this. Why not? When in Rome, or in Mr. Sewing's neighborhood. I like honest answers. It's because I order a lot of stuff and I feel like as consumers, we get ripped off. So I give scolding reviews. Recently I wanted to get the giant 64-ounce coffee cup. I am so mad. Every single review is like, do not buy this. They arrive broken. They arrive broken. And my Amazon account, when I looked, because I was having a weak moment, I almost purchased one the other day again. And and I'm sure everybody gets this alert, but my Amazon account was like, this is a frequently returned item. I'm looking at you, Karen, which is me. And so because of that, because it's a frequently returned item, they're just basically warning you like this stuff arrives broken. So if you're a non-satisfied human such as myself, it's not necessarily something that you should order right away. All right, I'm going to put this up here because that's part 2 of tonight's experiment. All right. This year's been so 50-50 with Amazon. I don't even know if I should even complain. But I leave scolding reviews on Amazon. I leave not novels, and I leave pictures too. Because I love a good receipt. So I leave a lot of pictures. But like Butterfly said, like she likes honest answers. I think it's important that we are honest with each other. We're like, some of this stuff is junk. Okay. Just want to point out for the record that it's the height of irony that I'm talking about junk as I'm moving a sewing machine that I purchased knowing that it was broken. All right. I should surge a few. These are the holes are of varying and different sizes, so I'm gonna make a couple patches. But I just want them to be a little bit reinforced because if I'm gonna wear it all the time, it has to be able to take the elements. And the 6 months is gonna end up living in my car. I wonder about that. Does anybody have like I have a jacket for each vehicle I have, and I'll go in there and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot this thing exists, but it's nice and warm and ready to go. Beautiful. All right. Yay, 551. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I don't want to shake my mic too much. Thank you. Thank you. I was going to have my 500 thank you, but like when I reached 500, I was really scared if I said thank you, someone was going to unsubscribe. So I think we're far enough into 500. I could have my 500 party. Oh, I've seen it happen to a few people. Thank you, Butterfly. Yay! Wow. That's awesome. So This makes me laugh because I'm on this weird quest of like fake Louis Vuitton, fake, because I refuse to buy it or wear any of that stuff. But I can't remember if it's Versace or it's one of them. But they use this kind of print for all of their plaid. I can't remember what it is though. It's one of those brands. But the second I saw it, I was like, I'm buying those patches. Oh, right. Do you know if you would have shown me a year ago me sitting here at this table with a serger, I would have been like, I know you're lying. And here we are a year later. Perfect. I've learned that these need to be serged or edged or something because these really fray inside of a jacket or a pair of pants over time more than anything else. So I'm going to serge a couple more and then I guarantee I'm going to have to do some more, but yay! Thank you. Thank you. I was, people, it's funny that way. The internet is actually hilarious that way. So I just have remained quiet, but grateful. I am extremely grateful to everybody who wants to sit here and watch this shrub sew. I am so grateful. Beautiful. So again, I should just sew them right over. It's not like I have much option. And I could hand sew them in, but I'm doing this live on YouTube, so I'm going to use my sewing machine. Oh, that's going to be perfect. They just need to be a little reinforced to get them some integrity. Beautiful. I was sitting there and I was like, how can I save the vest? But then I realized it was kind of a lost cause. So when I found this vest, I just kind of considered it a new alley to go down. That's like cheating, huh? It shows how this room is humongous. Oh, right. Okay. So I'm going to use the smaller patch for my Uncas patch for my first one. And we're going to see how this is actually going to probably come out really well. The combination of the black with this plaid is perfect. Do you know what's so funny? Because of you guys, I now know that I need all of my stripes running in the same direction. That pause was me being like, all right, make sure that these are all going in the same direction. Beautiful. There's a poncho I recently looked at, and everything is going this way, and the poncho pocket is going this way. But you live and you learn, and it's beautiful too. Every single person that sees you wearing it, they're like, wow, that's so bright and amazing. So when you do make mistakes like that, remember, only you and other people who sew are going to notice. And most of them won't say anything to you. All right. Yay. Today, the swap meet, that's one thing about the swap meet. Like, because I went last week, I kind of felt like I came and I saw and I conquered, but there was something I really wanted to purchase for my mom because I knew that she would really appreciate it. And I was hoping that crazy guy was there because I was gonna buy that sewing machine that was there. Because if he had $1 price on everything, I was really curious to see what he would sell a sewing machine for. But it didn't happen. Oh, this is gonna be beautiful. I have a feeling that the integrity might hold. I might oh my, it's way too bright on my camera. I have a ton of lights in here, that's why. There we go. You can kind of see the contrast there. But this is going to look good though. With that plaid, I love that look. Hold on. I have to show this off. It's that kind of show tonight. But with this color, come on. That's perfect. And usually I would do slow stitching or Sansisco around this, or sashiko to everybody else. Normally I would do something crazy around it, but I'm just going to use black thread. I wound a few bobbins last night. So I'm actually prepared today for once. Awesome. Interesting. Awesome. Yay. Thank you, Alibaba. Thank you. Hey, Inya, great to see you. Great to see you. Awesome. I hope you have a great evening. Thank you for passing through. Great to see you. I'm refurbishing a vest here that I'm gonna bring new life to this vest. Yay! Hello. I hope your night's going well. I didn't have too many hardcore adventures while thrifting today. Not like last week's insanity. Oh, that's gonna look great. I'm definitely going to take my time with this one because... Okay, good. The patch is still underneath. Beautiful. There we go. Yay. Hello. Thank you so much, Inya. Thank you so much. Have a great night. Stay warm out there. I know not everywhere is like where I live. It was 70 degrees today. This morning when I went thrifting, I came layered because last week it was windy. Man, it was so cold. I am so glad I brought my chaps. I come prepared. I bring chapstick and gloves. Like, cold and I are not friends. But this week, by 8:30 in the morning, it was already 69, 70 degrees. So I was like, I had on my couple layers of denim. And I was sweating when I got back to the car. And it made me laugh because it's 60-something degrees outside. And I was driving on the freeway with the air conditioner on because I was so hot from walking around. That is a true desert dweller. Okay, I gotta pay attention while I'm woofing and sewing. Yeah, it's cool. I feel so sorry. Like, I think I have survivor's guilt as far as the weather goes. Like, I walk around and I'm like, oh man, I know it's cold and I know it's freezing everywhere else. And you could tell the weather was better today because there was way more people out. I love seeing my morning people. Everybody's got their coffee out. They have that like, don't look at me look in their face. Bleary-eyed humans. Yep, lots of ice and snow here. That's crazy. Rub that hot weather into Canadian. Not on purpose. I feel guilty. Guilt. We've had really unseasonable weather. Like it'll be one thing one day, and then the next day it's something completely different. It's actually not funny, but it is. My plants, because I grow food. I've talked about it a bunch. My grapevines are just now starting to go to sleep. And they usually rest for a couple months before they come back because grapes, you really don't have to do anything except for just eat them and watch them grow. Perfect. Most of my other plants have gone to sleep for the what like we can jokingly call winter here. Just making sure I don't see any gaps. Perfect. So the first one is patched. I like how that's going to look. This is going to look awesome. And I love that fake Louis Vuitton, that fake look without having to pay the price. Grapes here would have lots of leaf about a month ago. In Texas, we have to fight the birds for the grapes. Do you know what's really funny? 2 years ago, this year, I was on the jump this year. 2 years, I don't think it's like 2 years ago, one day I went in my backyard and the grapes were everywhere. And I was like, all right, cool. I came back the next day. Every single one of them were gone. I mean, and you had to have it was either the squirrels or the raccoons because you had to have thumbs. And I'm talking about they got the ones that are high up because I have arbors and my grapes, I let my grapes grow. So it was just hilarious. But this year I had the jump on them. I had tons of grapes. I had enough for me and anyone who wanted to share. All right. So I'm just going to repeat the process and cut this hole out of this shirt. There's not too many. I'm going to patch everything that's not on the pocket. I'm probably going to throw a patch on the pocket, but I want to see what it looks like. But eventually I'm going to fall in love with this and then just keep going. Like most projects. I'll be like, oh, this is whatever. And then that's what happened with the Mimi G thing. I just started falling in love with all the coats I made because I love that Dick Tracy, that old school trench coat look. All right. I'm okay with this being distressed, but this is like, I need help. This is beyond distressed. They go above and beyond. And the funny thing is, they did all of that with a laser to make it look distressed. And then someone like me is going to come along and add patches to take away a lot of the distress. Does Louis Vuitton plaid or LV on it? It's like a wannabe. They have this. Well, this is a wannabe. They use this for their trench coats for certain purses. So whenever I see this particular cut, it makes me think of like Louis Vuitton or whatever it is. There is a preacher who was robbed in his church. It's this guy named, I believe his name is Bishop Whitehead or something like that. Okay. He got kind of YouTube famous for it, and he's mouthy, so he goes on and fights people. Long story short, This man wears real suits. He wears real Louis Vuitton. He wears all these things. So I recently saw him wearing a full tracksuit of this, and I'm like, oh, I need to get my patches out. I love the bootleg side of downtown Los Angeles, or just LA in general, because there's, if it's real, you could find its fake cousin somewhere around here. Perfect. With that initial pin, you got to make sure it lines up. But as somebody who sews, I'm not a big fan of those mega corps. I've said it a million times. They're just as horrendous as fast fashion. But people can't stop buying that stuff. Perfect. I need one more pen. This was actually a really good idea because I was wondering on the way home, like, what am I going to patch it with? And I forgot that I had this particular print. So I'm really stoked that I was able to figure this one out. Oh, right. And all of this is because a brother just wanted a black denim vest, and for the past like 2 or 3 weeks, it's been nothing but drama. Nothing. And I don't even understand why, but the downtown thing, people are just snooty in downtown Los Angeles. I get it. But the Amazon one was on me because a while ago I ordered a vest, and it wasn't supposed to be denim, but it was. And that was tiny as well. So I should have learned my lesson. I really like it. Thank you, Butterfly. Thank you. Or maybe not. Oh, maybe not on their interior bags, though. A long time ago, I had a really good friend who was one of the most successful humans I've ever met in my life. She was just a natural born. She just knew how to get what she wanted in life. And long story short, she's the only human I've ever been into a real Louis Vuitton or into a real store with. And so I remember looking at a lot of their prints. And like I said in a conversation yesterday, those stores will hook you up. They'll give, if you're just chilling, they'll give you coffee, some cakes. But I personally have never purchased anything from any of those stores. And recently somebody told me, you should just go out and buy a $300 Stetson hat. And that's all good and like, gee golly, yay, but I need a hat that I'm going to wear every day. And I wouldn't feel comfortable trashing a $300 hat. I like my hats, my cowboy hats, because I wear them every day because it's just buckram wrapped in whatever they had near them. And $300 for a cowboy hat is just crazy to me, but maybe that's just me. I wouldn't feel comfortable trashing my hat like I normally would. Oh, Kilroy, you are missed. If you watch this in the replay, you are always missed when you're not around. Oh, this is going to look great. That's going to look perfect. Oh. So far, I have these two. Oh, I like the way that looks. I really like the way that looks. It's coming out better than I thought. I'm eventually going to cover this in patches. This thing is going to be unrecognizable in a month or two. All right, with this, I might make it a little bit more thick, but also I do not want to clog my. Yesterday, while sewing, I broke a needle twice, and I had to. I apparently was not using anything strong enough to punch through denim, and it smacked. Then I had to go get the denim needle, and I broke a denim needle. It's because it was partially my fault because I was pulling and sewing. And to anyone who needs to hear that, you should not do that when you have a thick material, because I was stressing out the machine and it broke the needle twice. Perfect. Beautiful. Absolutely. Almost could make a hidden secret pocket. Do you know what's really funny? Funny you would say that. I did that on this one. I made a hidden pocket. I have to check to see what side it's on. But I made a hidden pocket in this vest. Because I was like, well, if I'm gonna add, I might as well, add a pocket in there. I forgot about that pocket already. Absolutely, you are Miss Kilroy. Absolutely. I was thinking about a pocket too. Really does lend itself to a pocket, eh? Well, it has the front pockets. This definitely was not made for someone like me, but I'm gonna, this is the house of DIY and Moxie. So, like I always say, I'm just gonna start sewing and see what happens. The whole way in the car, I'm sitting there like, okay, I can do this and this and this. And then when I got home, I was tired. But I'm glad that I didn't start right away because I'm able to do it on stream. Okay, I need to open this up just a little bit. Perfect. To make sure all the plaid is running in the same direction. I used to do a lot of upcycling, and then I discovered Hobby Lobby had sales days, and you couldn't keep me on the farm after that. But it feels good to be upcycling a vest again. This is just something I love to do. To me, this was the most relaxing thing on earth. Speaking of which, I watched Wrath of Khan today. It reminded me how much I love those movies. I was like cheering by the end of the movie. It made me laugh like I did. And the funny thing is, like, all of the Khan scenes, I know every line they're gonna say. I'm literally like saying the lines as they're saying it. I haven't seen that movie in years. Well, since the pandemic. Awesome. Awesome. Perfect. This one's a little bit more thick, but it's going to be at the top shoulders, so it needs to. You know what's funny? I'm doing all this work, and I'm probably going to cover half of these in patches. But I think I'm going to go off on this vest and put my house's sewing patches on here. I might put my sewing. I have that really cool sewing machine patch that I got from the downtown patch shop. I'm probably going to put that on here. I'm going to go all out on this one. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay. This particular this particular store that I go to, I get really lucky because I feel like a lot of defunct brands or just I don't know if like wannabe brands put their stuff in thrift stores. I saw this thing on YouTube that certain brands go straight to the thrift store, which is kind of believable because I've purchased plenty of brand new stuff like this. This has never been worn. This is brand new. The denim is still jet black. And yes, I did do the soak test and I washed it. This was better made because it didn't dye my tub. And for anyone who wasn't around last week, when you buy black denim, if you can smell it, soak it. It'll take a lot of the dye out. It'll save your washing machine the wear and the tear. That's kind of like the weird rule. If you can smell the denim, that's not the denim you're smelling, it's the dye. Because denim has a very distinct smell. And when you add dye to it, it has a very distinct smell as well. Wear that vest at the swap meeting. Maybe they'll bring out the machines with the patch instead of some bags of obscure things we won't mention. Do you know what's funny? I'm still not over that. I was like, I turned the corner. I'm not kidding you. I was slowly walking over to that section, and I turned the corner like. I was looking for the bag, that weird guy. I was like, you just don't do that to people. And it wasn't even anything crazy. He just felt a little bit too comfortable because I wanted to see what a corset was made out of. Lesson learned. Lesson learned. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, that's perfect. So that's just the front side done. But it's going to come out great. I'm definitely going to have to cut the excess of that, but I'll worry about that later. Let's check this side. All right, so I need a big patch. I need two. All right, so let's go make some more patches while I'm sitting here. We'll turn this off. I've been using my cordless iron lately. I got lucky. I purchased like a $200 or $300 iron for $5 at a thrift store, and it works perfectly. I don't know if I'm using it wrong or if the person who had it before me was using it wrong, but it works so well. That guy doesn't know how to read a customer. I feel like that all the time now, but I have this conversation with people all the time. I intimidate people and not even intentionally. It's not even intentional. I dress like I'm in the Lost Boys. Let's be real. I dress like Fred Sanford, Willie Nelson's illegitimate. So I feel like I intimidate people sometimes, and I'm not even intentionally trying to do it. Yeah, you got a good deal on a useful item. I got so lucky on that iron. I do you know what's funny, Butterfly? It has opened up a whole new world. I'm walking around with my iron. I can set it down. And like there were a ton of consumer complaints about it. So, I'm sitting here with the thing, so I tested it and not too many and I figured out how to keep it hot longer. Like it's a brand new iron to me. I got lucky. It came in the whole case and everything. And it's really stepped up my sewing because even though it's not the same color, I really like how that like I iron this and well, you can see where the pocket is on that, but like I really like how this came out. Well, I used my serger and I sewed this, but it came out perfect. And using the iron, it was perfect. All right, let me move my House of Sewing patches. Not pretentious at all. Not pretentious at all. I think it's actually no. I like the lighting around on this side. It's almost that time of year to rethink the lighting in this room. I thought that was ironic when I was looking at my videos. You can look back almost every January for the past 3 years. I've purchased a new chair. So what that means is I need to quit going to Office Max or Staples or whatever is by my house. Because I'm still not over the fact that I smashed that one chair within a month. That's just sad. But I need to bring something with wheels back in this room. That chair really suits your needs, I think. You know what, though? I'll show you in a minute. This thing is a recliner. That's why I love it so much, though. Alexa, what's the score in the Los Angeles Kings game right now?
With 8 minutes, 22 seconds left in the second period, the Los Angeles Kings are tied with the Seattle Kraken 1-1.
We're tied with the Kraken, huh? I don't know what happened to my A word. It got turned down, and every time I turn it up, it goes right back down. But my A word used to be extremely loud. Something's happened, though, to where it gets turned down, and I don't know why. I turn it back up. Maybe it's just tired of being loud. Maybe the A word's trying to turn over a new leaf, and I'm just trying to keep it screaming. I'm going to make a few patches. This is going to be awesome. And with this one, I am not going to take the collar off. I like the way the collar looks. I got really itchy when I was, excuse me, when I was taking care of the other vest. And I just kept going and going. And like, I was sitting there with the mirror, and I think I was dissatisfied with the color scheme. But I ended up taking the collar off because I like that look. Even though it really didn't get popular until like the mid 2000s. And it's not like I care about popularity, but when things get popular, they're a little easier to find. And back in the day, you had to take the collar off of most vests if you wanted a collarless vest like that. Perfect. Can you do corners on you can do corners on your serger. Lift the presser foot, then the threads, and loosen them, then turn. Oh, good to know. I'm trying to do things the proper way on my serger because I don't want to mess it up. This is like the most complained about serger ever invented, and it's working for me. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about another serger. It's working for me. It does look good with the collar. I do like the collar look, and that's why with this vest I'm keeping the collar. But I like I don't know. There are certain fads I fall into, and I still fall on the ground when I see the kids wearing the Jenkos. And To my fellow 40s, I see you guys rocking it too. Oh, it's funny what fads come and go. I don't know why I'd cut like that. But I think that's every generation. We think we reinvented the wheel. Butterfly that just should be on his regular straight stitch. I'm not messing with anything. Do you know? Seriously, I don't even feel comfortable talking about the serger in front of the serger. After the year that I've had with sergers, let's be real. The past 3 years I've had with sergers, it's shocking. I go back and watch these streams. I look at myself and I'm like, brother, you are sitting in front of a working serger. And I'm still going to go back and see what was wrong with my white. Because it was working for a while and then it just decided to stop. I'm going to make a couple more patches while I'm sitting here. Oh, there we go. Oh, excuse me. I had to find where these were. I'm so glad I bought that giant bag of scraps last week because this is exactly what I wanted. I felt so prepared bringing my Stanley Cup, my fake Stanley Cup with me to the swap meet because it was strangely hot today. And no, that's not a humble brag. It was just warm. Because last week it was freezing, so I came prepared, man. I had my leather gloves and everything. Which reminds me, those are probably still in my car. Perfect. I know. I'm trying to think about what I'm going to name my last live stream. It might be Raw Serger. Or the year that was 2023 Raw Sewingstein. So Sputin. Oh, perfect. Yeah, this last one I am going to make thick. And this one will, there's at the bottom of the jacket, man, they really put some holes in this coat. And so with this one, I'm going to make it a little bit more thick just to give it some backing. And for the record, the serger just cut through 4 pieces of material. That's awesome. All right. I really like this idea. I really like the idea. The color scheme is everything that I wanted. I finally get to use these patches. I bought these like within a couple of weeks ago, and I just was dying to use these. So it's definitely a win-win. Perfect. Oop, not so perfect, but I'm going to research that part. Beautiful. All right, so this is the thick one. I'm gonna put it over here. 1, 2, 3. That's 4. I think I need one more. Just for good measure, I'll make one more. Perfect. Should try to find what they made with the fabric. I bet you bought pre-made patches. It's the real fabric, not fake. You at thrift stores, I don't know anywhere else, but where I live, if it's a bunch of random items, they put it in a plastic bag and they just they put a price on it. So I got this was randomly in a giant plastic bag of material. But the second I saw this print, I knew. I was like, oh, this is something that I wanted. So I instantly was like, oh, I need that. So I just grabbed the bag. But this is definitely the real deal material. This is not the cheapy stuff. You can even feel it. All right. Another successful adventure over at the Surger station. All right. I'm really glad that I got this idea. This is everything I actually wanted to do. And my next live stream, I'll get back to my normal shenanigans of making extremely bright and loud clothes. But you know, as a vestaholic, I like to share my triumphs and my losses, and this is a definite win right here. And then I throw it on the floor. Especially with a vest like this. This is something kind of something that I was looking for. So we'll start on the very back. Let me get my patches, the thick ones on the bottom. Got to remember that. Oh, you know, Kilroy's not here when no one's quoting the crazy innuendos that I say. It is, you know, I've done this so many times that it's like, this is like riding a bike. It's been a while since I've upcycled anything like this in the way that I'm doing right now, but this is perfect. This patch I'm definitely going to fold in half. What's up, Native? How's it going? Kilroy's been having a few ups and downs lately as far as health, but we're here for Kilroy. Hey, Native, how's it going? Hello. Awesome, Ollie, awesome. Oh, man, the thread keeps on switching sides for some reason. Oh, right. Perfect. I have every I have a few songs just blasting in my head right now. This one's a little bit harder to find as far as patching it because it's in the way back, so I have to really maneuver to find where to pin this. Beautiful. Perfect. Like I said, getting that initial pin in is important because from that you can control which direction you're going in, and you can keep it straight as possible. But this is gonna flop around. Okay. Awesome. Yay. Hello, hello. Oh, Singer Patcher. What is a Singer Patcher? Genies would be handy having that patch, that machine working. Absolutely. Absolutely. Butterfly, the Singer 29. I have the earlier UFA machine made in 1877, 1893. That's awesome. That is awesome, Alibaba. With all my boots, I want to get something where I can sole um boots. I own quite a few pairs of boots that I need to be resold. Perfect. Oh my, I'm gonna have to look that up. Absolutely, absolutely. There's all kinds of crazy machines. Oh, Butterfly, I thought of you today. Hold on, let me. I you know what? I was so mad I didn't take a picture. Let me go to FaceTime. At one of my favorite thrift stores, I walked in and I saw a case. It was a featherweight case. It had a mini sewing machine. I'm sorry, it had a mini typewriter in it. I almost threw the typewriter. I had to contain myself. I was like, "This is blasphemy." I thought I scored a featherweight. It made me think of you, Butterfly. It made me think of you. I was like, "Ah!" Oh, I jumped. Cancel a boot with the patcher. Nice side seam and zipper. Just how I watch the process of how they distress jackets like this, even though I may not agree with the principle behind this particular clothing, it was really interesting to watch. It was really interesting to watch. And who puts typewriters? And who puts typewriters in featherweight? I was so mad because they very much look alike because they're square boxes. Go get it for the case. You can resell it for 125. They weren't willing to part with the they weren't willing to let me just take the case. That's how I've scored a few Singer box. I have like a few wooden Singer boxes where people are like, "Oh man, this is worthless," and I'm like, "Oh, I'll buy this off you for $5," and they're like, "Oh, you can have it." One of my Singer cases I got for free, and the other one I purchased. Oh, I was so mad. I was so mad. I thought it's been a while since I've hit a home run like that, and I thought I scored. Oh man, that was drama. Okay. Perfect. You can donate the typewriter back to the I was so mad. I didn't say anything outside. I was screaming in my head. I was my normal smiley self. Saw a featherweight table for 150. and a 222 featherweight for 1,400. Yikes. All right. Sorry, my phone is just beeping uncontrollably. There we go. All right. That is good. They sell they sell for outrageous prices here. I've told this story 100 times. A couple years ago, I sold 2 of them, and it justified every sewing machine in this room. But it's been a while since I've seen one because people now know what they have. Back in the day, a long time ago, I used to flip cars. But the reason why I could flip cars is because I could walk up to somebody and be like, "Oh, you see that 69 Mustang over there? I'll give you $2,000 for it." And they would be like, "Okay, thanks. I'm getting a lot of money for it." Then you turn around and sell it for $27,000. It's good for a person who has the money. Laugh out loud. It is not me. Yes, those 222s are expensive. That's a pretty good price. And they are so talked about. The 222s, like in all of my discussion, in the picking forums, the first thing people will say is, if you ever find one of these, I will buy it off of you. Oh, is it the power cord? There we go. The cord was acting kind of wonky. I'm in a weird picker group on Facebook. But I got into the group because people show off all the sewing machines that they buy. So it slowly turned into a sewing machine appreciation group. I felt like I made it when I sold that machine. Wow, a 222 is up to 1,400 now. Yikes. Oh, how I miss our 1970s Mustang. A long time ago, I was at a party and I saw a 69 Mustang and I offered someone money for it and they took the money. I called a friend of mine. I was like, "Get the tow truck right now. Just don't stop past go. Get the tow truck right now." But now, this was years ago. But now, because of shows like Counting Cars, and I love the count on the History Channel, people know what they have. So I'm out of the car flipping business for good. Well, I say that. But if I found like a Lincoln Continental or something, or a Ford Fairlane. Perfect. That was like Fred Sanford put up a rotten 221 and said $1,400 for it. Had to come back with, "Does it come with 5 penguins walking feet asking for a friend?" Good to know. Fred Sanford, that happened to me today. It bothers me when people ask for crazy prices for something that that's not worth it. And he was mad that I asked him, like, "Are you serious? Like, you really want that much money?" Then when I told him I'd give him $40 for all 3, he was genuinely insulted. But I think $40 for 3 broken down sewing machines is a good price. He would be getting over on me for that price. Oh, I've been dropping pins lately. It is becoming a bad habit. That will eventually, my sock will find it. I want my own hearse to haul my machines. No one will bother it. I actually knew someone that owned a hearse. Let me tell you, people get out of your way. People get out of your way when you own a hearse. Well, at least in the 80s and the 90s, at least back then. Do you think the average person would even know what a hearse is nowadays though? It's one of those funny things. Oh, now I want now I grew up in the station wagon era, so I don't think there's anything wrong with a station wagon. I love a car that can haul a ton of stuff. Ghostbusters machine, come on, they will come around for sure. I got corrected last week. The Ghostbusters machine was an ambulance, right? Oh, now I have the Ghostbusters song stuck in my head. Which, if anyone's bored, you should look up Ray Parker Jr. He's one of the greatest guitarists of all time. Ray Parker Jr. He was in a band called Slave. They had more hit records than anyone out nowadays. Ray Parker Jr. is actually a great musician. I come from the station wagon era. That was like, well, I should say the end of the station wagon era. It's when they brought SUVs back. It was an ambulance. I have wanted one for a long time. I think they're so cool. There's actually there was a tattoo shop that had one around here for a while too. It's great advertising. All right, I guess I'm going to do the hardcore patch. Let me find the thick one. Oh yeah, you're thicker than the others, I think. Okay, perfect. I'm going to do this bottom patch. Oh, now I have that song stuck in my head. I think it's funny when someone like Ray Parker Jr. gets famous for one song and he had a giant body of work. And he was kind of there in the beginning of like the Motown day. Well, the end in the middle of Motown days. Beautiful. I'm pretty sure they have low miles too. Some have low miles, other have lots. It's like my truck. My truck. I feel like Al Bundy in his Dodge with my truck. I will be there the day it turns over on my truck. I will be there. I drive around. I look at that thing. I'm like, ooh, you're gonna turn over soon. My truck has some miles on it. Oh, I forgot about that. It is. I'm gonna have a celebration for my truck, just like Al Bundy did for his Dodge. That thing, I knew the second owner, not the original owner, but I knew the second owner of that truck. All right. This one is kind of important because it's the bottom piece. I made this extra thick because this distress thing is out of control, but it looks great. I'm definitely going to use this denim to wrap around my other vest too. I guess I'm going full punk rock on all of these. But that's the beautiful thing about that style. It was the birth. That is like the definition of DIY style right there. Mm. And speaking of punk rock, when I lived in Portland, I would always like I had shoes for crews, and I would go to this one patch shop. It was like on Second Street, like literally next to the Burnside Bridge. I doubt it's there anymore, but I would buy the same patches I pay $6 or $7 for. I was paying 50 cents for. This was 24 years ago, but I would cover my shoes for crews in metal patches. Good old Portland, Oregon. And then whenever I'd get a backpack, I would cover it in patches. Perfect. All right. Oh, whoops. I keep on hitting the wrong angle. And I don't even know why. All right. This is actually coming out really well. I was kind of apprehensive. I didn't know how this was going to turn out, and it's turning out really well. And Ollie Bobby, you're right. I got lucky on these patches. Oh, excuse me, but I just purchased it from a giant bag of what I thought was fabric, but it was just all cut pieces. There's other pieces in here though, but this print is the dominant print in there. There's like more of these than anything else. Do you know what's so funny? When I'm sitting here by myself, it feels like time flies, but I'm also watching like episode after episode of something. I started watching Next in Fashion again. I thought I started on season 1 and I actually started on season 2. So I'm kind of stoked to go back and see season 1. Because season 2, you can tell they put a lot more money into the show. But then I clicked on season 1. I'm like, oh, they're in an empty hall, basically. So I like the grimy look of the first season. And I started watching Deep Space Nine again, as everyone can tell from my thumbnails. Beautiful. Have a great night, Butterfly. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'll be back either tomorrow or I'll be back on Monday. Same bat time, same bat channel. You know, I just like saying that because I watched a lot of Adam West as a kid. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, good. I had to make sure I went all the way around. Something got stuck around the. This guy's probably telling me I need a break. I need a break. I ever since I've purchased this baby lock, I figured out it was a better machine than everything else, and I have used this thing like a workhorse. Oh man. Awesome. Okay. I've actually got really far without throwing a bobbin or anything, without having to rethread. I'm actually impressed. All right, on to the next one. That one looks great. All right. I'm going to do the pocket, but I'm going to have to do the pocket by hand because I don't do things just for show, and it would be a disservice if I was to sew that pocket shut. One of the only pockets on here. I've actually done that with vests that were like burnt beyond recognition. I've sewn pockets shut. I've done like, all kinds of crazy stuff because I've purchased all kinds of vests. But for this one, I guess I'll leave that look on there. But for this one, I'm definitely gonna hand sew the pocket. Oh, right. Perfect. Awesome. I'm not gonna go all night tonight. Just to I know I say that, and then an hour from now, I'm gonna be standing in here with road flares singing my favorite song. Part of me wants to go to the swap meet in the morning, but like Sunday is the only day I really have to like loaf and sleep in. So lately I've been choosing to loaf and sleep in. But also I get wrapped up in a show or something, and then I end up staying up all night. We're talking to interesting people. Perfect. That was awesome that Santi came back around. I miss Santi. Santi, if you're around, if you're watching this in the replay, it was awesome to see you. Sometimes I think like, oh, the machine's dying. No, there's just something underneath the pedal, which is usually all this stuff I've crammed under here. Perfect. It corrected itself. Perfect. Beautiful. It's not a project if you haven't completely stuck yourself. Perfect. This one is definitely Adventures in Sewing because I really didn't know what I was going to do. And I came home and I was like, oh, the light bulb went off. I got lucky with these patches and I love this design. So I had to do something with it. And like this whole black vest thing has been strange to me, but it's something to talk about, really, if you really think about it. I chalk it up under my Sofeld files of the crazy stuff that happens to me while sewing. Awesome. Perfect. This thing has made a mess underneath me. I haven't even noticed. Oh, that's beautiful. You know what? I'll get that last one. We'll do one more and I won't keep you guys all night. But this distressed but I really like this look. And I consider this kind of ironic because lately I've been watching a lot of like, I call it Mr. Rogers style YouTube. But when I was a kid, Mr. Rogers would go to a factory, And as somebody who's worked in factories, I still have that feeling of like I'm on Mr. Rogers when I walk into a major factory. But oh man. Perfect. Perfect. I'm really glad I decided to go to my default thrift store, which last week is also where I scored all that serger thread too. And so I went right through that section again. But when you score something like that, when you come back, it's like most of the time it's a once in a lifetime thing. Or, people rarely donate thread around here. So I got really lucky. But now I have a ton of serger thread. And they're good cones. They're not just like cheap ones like I used to buy. The dollar store used to, they still do, they sell giant cones for sergers. And I'm actually using one of the cones. They're not defective or anything, it's just less thread. Because when you buy a normal serger cone, it's a ton of thread. There we go. Perfect. This was definitely a good a good project for today. And it feels good to get back on the upscale train, on the upscale, on the upcycle train. It feels good. It's been a while since I've gone this hardcore. And it was something I love. I still love to do it. I would sit around for hours and plan out vests. I need to post all the vests I've been making over the past 6 or 7 months on Instagram. I'm going to in 2024, I'm going to revise my Instagram and maybe my Twitter. It's just shocking because people keep on subscribing to me on Twitter. And I've posted once in the past couple of months. But, you know, beautiful. That patch is even. Oh, perfect. Okay. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Give me one quick second. Oh. Oh. It's always at that important moment when you got to run. Awesome. So, after 2 hours and 6 minutes, let's take a look and see what it looks like. In the house of sewing, love a good reveal. I haven't cut the strings off yet, but it's still, oh wow, this looks great. Oh, that's. Let me move all of this around. It's amazing the mess you make while you're sewing. That's the worst. Sewing creates a giant mess. I feel like a bit of a pack rat while I'm sewing because I'm looking down Excuse me. And there's a pile of threads from when I was cutting all the threads off of this thing. So we cut the arms off and we added patches. This is beautiful. This is just the template of this. This is just the beginning of this. Let me take this down. Yay. You did come back right in time. I love how this came out. And this thing is huge. You can see the patches right there. This thing is huge. I am the king of layering things. This is perfect. This is everything I was looking for. It's really sad that I had to go through like being rejected in downtown by a stranger. Wouldn't be the first time. And ordering the tiny vest. This is perfect. This is everything that I was looking for. I'm stoked. The patches came out perfect. I won't button the top button. I'm still going to add a patch on the pocket, but I don't know if I'm going to add like, one of my snarky patches, or I'm just going to continue on patching this thing up. But this looks great. Oh, I love how this came out. Thank you, Joy. Thank you. Overall, with the cap, just well, you know what's starting to happen is that like I'm so known for wearing my cowboy hat that when I wear this around my town, people don't recognize me. Today, I went into my favorite thrift store. They've watched my son grow up. I walked in, I looked at the lady, and she was like, I almost didn't recognize you, but I forgot I was wearing my hat. Oh, I love how this came out. Awesome. I am definitely going to chalk this one up as a victory. Beautiful. I'm going to throw some House of Sewing patches on here. It's going to look great. I'm not going to button that top button. I'm trying. I've been on a really weird search for black denim, and I think I finally found what I was looking for. See, I failed twice, but I kept going, and here I am. This one I'm definitely going to chop up as a victory. Because, let's be real, I sew 2 to 3 items every week. Not everything is going to be a home run, or even a single. Thank you, Alibaba. Thank you. I'm going to be up for a while adding patches on this one. I'm going to get really intricate. Next time you see this thing's going to be completely transformed. I'm stoked. This is exactly what I was looking for. And with the fake Louis Vuitton plaid, it looks great. Well, I think we could end it here after 2 hours of me rambling about black vests. But remember, not all colors are created equal. And I literally was trying to match black for the past couple of days, and it ended up to this. I want to thank everybody who's made it this far. I want to thank anyone who watches this in the future. And there is a bunch of people that watch this in the future, and I thank every single one of you. You guys are amazing. And Joy and Alibaba, thank you so much. Pam, thank you so much. Tonight has been absolutely great. I finally found a black, well, we can call it a vest. I made it a vest. I'm gonna fix this. If you don't see me tomorrow, I'll be back at it for sure on Monday. I hope everybody has a great night. Thank you so much for spending your Saturday night with me. It means something. It does. So until next time, like I always say, reinforce your seams, be yourself, and I will definitely see you next time.